Hi everyone, it's Jana Eubank. I'm back with another process video, and today I'm going to be scrapbooking these pictures of my kids from Easter 2016. They were kind of, even though it's Easter, which you would typically scrapbook with pastels, my kids are kind of dressed in navy blue, so I thought I would use a different approach. I'm going to be using the Our Family Collection by Carta Bella Paper. I love the ginghams and the florals and the butterflies, and I just love the overall feel of this, and I thought it would be perfect to go with these photos. So that's what I'm going to be working on.
I wanted to do something a bit different with my photos this time. Lately, I feel like I've been printing my photos out in similar sizes for each page, and so I decided to leave my images uncropped when I edited them digitally, and then just print the actual photos and crop the actual physical prints. Kind of like we did back in the old school days when we'd pick up our pack of 4x6 photos, crop out the unnecessary backgrounds, and just work with whatever shapes and sizes we had left. So that's what I'm doing here. I went through the Our Family papers and I decided to choose this green paper, which is called the Beautiful Afternoon paper, for the background. And then I'm placing the photos on this mini floral, which is called the Happy Day paper. And I love the way that this cream pops off of that darker green background and just brings the photos forward. The third paper I chose to layer up with these patterns is that navy and cream gingham. And that one is called the My Family paper. Here I'm just measuring to put a strip of it along the bottom, and when I cut a pattern like this, I make sure that I center the pattern within the piece that I'm cutting. So you can see there's a little bit of navy on the top, a little bit of navy on the bottom, and so I just try to be aware of that when I do cut things. Same thing goes for polka dots or grids or other similar patterns. Now this damask paper, I didn't worry about that so much because a damask is usually an asymmetrical design, and also, but I do try to make sure I place it centered on top of that gingham paper. So you'll see when I set it down that I leave about the same amount of cream showing above and below it in the gingham pattern, and I just try to be aware of that stuff just to make the design more pleasing overall. It's the little things, little details, but I think it does make a difference. So another thing I'm doing different on this page that you'll notice is that I'm using a different adhesive. I'm using some double-sided tape by American Crafts, and I picked up a bunch of this at their warehouse sale over the last couple of years, and I have quite a stash of it, but I haven't made use of it yet. And I love it. I actually super love it with this textured paper by Carta Bella because it has a super strong hold, and I'm able to put just a little bit of adhesive in the center of the pages or in the center of the photos like I'm doing here, and it holds the pieces firmly in place while I build up layers behind it and in front of it. So the textured paper can be really difficult to keep from shifting when you're working if you don't have the right adhesive because of that texture, but this works really well. The downside though, however, is that peeling off that backing does take a little bit more time, and so I'm not sure if I'll use it in process videos going forward, only because I don't want the adhesive to be the reason that the video is getting longer. Here I'm looking through some more pattern papers. I was looking at the quotes to see if there was anything I could use as a title. And I love all the quotes in this collection. However, those larger pieces were too similar in shape to the photos, and so I decided to pull out the ephemera pack and the frames and tags ephemera pack and just find some quotes there that were smaller in size and would work better in the spaces that I had left for the title. So I have some pieces here that I'm trying out, and I love the way that the red pops off the page, off the other papers that I've chosen. So I decided to go with that growing up together quote, which is perfect for these pictures of my kids together. And then I pulled in some of these butterfly cutouts that I cut out of the Home Sweet Home paper. And I have used these butterflies on every single project that I've created with this collection so far. I love them. They're just so pretty and classy looking, and they just add a movement to the page, and they're just a lot of fun. I love how many different colors there are and the different sizes, and I'm just able to, pick and choose what I want to use in the spaces that I have left. So I chose to do the light blue, the yellow, and the red butterflies in the upper left corner. And then I'm now adding some tags from the frames and tags ephemera. And I'm just wrapping some white crochet twine. And what I plan on doing with these is tucking these behind the main photo up in the upper left corner, just to add some detail to that side of the page and bring your eye to that main photo. So I'm tucking them behind the photo, and you can see because I've placed the adhesive in the center of the photo that I'm able to tuck them in. Now this blue one is a little bit too long, so I just cut it down and stick it in there. I'm not trying to save that other little piece or anything, so it works great. And then now I'm just wrapping and putting some twine on the Love at Home tag and putting that on the bottom. So here I have the little Our Family pennant shape. That's also from one of the die cut packs, and I'm placing that on top of the tag to bring down that yellow color into this part of the page. So I've got the little yellow butterfly in the upper right corner, and then I wanted to repeat that yellow color down in the lower left hand corner. So I layered that on top of the tag just to give it some interest and also to bring that color down. And I'll come back and staple that on in just a minute to just add a finishing touch. So I'm getting the butterflies in place now, and I'm just adding adhesive to the body of the butterfly so that I'm able to bend up the wings and give them that fluttery feel, like they're flying out from the title, which I really love. And then here I have a blue and darker blue butterfly that I'm putting down by this tag. He looked a little lonely. I wanted to add another butterfly, so I'm just, cutting out some different colors and trying to decide what to put there. I didn't know if I should put a light blue butterfly. I was thinking about a red one or yellow one for a second, but I've got that red strip right there and then the Our Family yellow pennant shape, and so I didn't want to repeat that color. So I'm not quite sure what to do. So I decided to shift my focus for a second and look at the sticker sheet and see if there's anything that might catch my eye. And these floral pieces catch my eye. So I stick one behind the title to just kind of add some more design over there and layer it behind that title. And then I also added one next to the Love at Home, and the one I added there had some butterflies next to the floral, and I really like that because now that navy blue butterfly down at the bottom of the page doesn't feel so lonely. I'm noticing that the red needs to be sprinkled around the page a little bit more, and I tried a few of the die cut pieces to tuck up behind that main photo to bring some red up there. But nothing really worked, so I ended up adding that red damask paper. That one's called the Together Forever paper behind the main photo, and that I really loved. That really felt good, so I stuck with that. And now I'm returning back to the sticker sheet to just add some more, fill out some more details. I decided to add these floral pieces to kind of connect the butterfly to the title a little bit better. And then I added the pocket watch and the floral that red flower sticker down at the bottom right corner of that horizontal photo. The next thing I'm looking for is a word sticker or a quote die cut or something like that to kind of overlap onto that horizontal photo down at the bottom. And the words that I'm finding that are the right size just aren't working. Like I found one that said together, but I already have together in the title. And then I thought about doing this quote die cut, but it just felt a little too wide, a little too tall, and wasn't working. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do there. I think I come back to that in a second. So I shift focus and decide that I want to add another layer behind that mini floral paper. So I pull out this black paper. This is the 3x4 journaling cards paper, and it has kind of a circular pattern on it. And I decide that I want to add that behind the that main photo block. So here I'm just cutting that, getting it inked up, and then adding it behind to just give it a little more contrast. The great thing about that tape adhesive is it does hold strong, but you can lift it up for a little while in case you need to move things around. So I just did that, and that worked out fine. I noticed these border stickers on the sticker sheet, and I thought, oh, maybe instead of putting a word sticker down below that photo, maybe I can put this this border sticker down here and just add another bit of color. So I do that, and I love it. I really like the way it brings the blue color down, because you've got the lighter blue and the large butterfly, and so that lighter blue border sticker down at the bottom just kind of repeats that color. There wasn't that color going on anywhere else. the floral sticker with the butterflies was laying flat on the page, and I just decided to add some foam squares behind the butterflies just to lift those up a little bit. And then I'm doing the same thing over here on the right side of the page. I'm adding some foam squares behind the butterfly sticker that I added, and the green flourish of the red flower sticker. Next, I pull out a variety of circle punches and starburst punches, and I'm just punching some shapes from the 6x6 paper pad to layer up behind these wood buttons that I'm going to adhere to the center of each butterfly. And I really like the way that looks. It adds a lot of texture. So this page is coming to an end. I'm just looking it over and deciding what other details it might need. So I need to add the date. So I stamp that on the Love at Home tag right above that Our Family. And then I believe I do some outlining here with a pen. Yeah. I outlined the entire edge of that cream mini floral paper, just lifting up the stickers and making it look like it was outlined from the beginning. And then I also outlined the entire outer edge of the layout along the green paper just to finish it off. And at this point, I feel like the page is done, that I'm finished. But I do decide to come back the next day and pull off those tags, and here's why.
Final look at this page. After staring at it for a day, I decided that the tags, these two tags that I had previously placed here, while I loved how they looked, the twine felt a little too busy with all the twine that was happening in the buttons of the butterflies. So since I love the butterflies and the twine in the buttons a lot better, I decided to pull this off and just make this side of the page a little more simple and clean lined. I still wanted some detail. I didn't want it just to be plain, so I did cut out one of these frame quotes from the Heart of the Home paper, I think is what it's called, from this collection, and just tucked that behind. So we have a little bit of scroll work peeking out, and that makes it more interesting, but the twine isn't competing with the twine of the tag and the butterflies, so I thought that was a lot better. There was also a little bit of trapped white space in between this photo and this butterfly, and so I pulled out the tab die cut from the ephemera pack and just tucked that in there, and that completes it a little bit better. I hope you enjoyed seeing this page come together. Here's a closer look. I'll also put some still shots at the end. Again, this is the Carta Bella Paper Our Family collection, and it was a lot of fun to work with. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you again soon.